Aloha guys, Scuba Chris here. We have Okuma's Blue Azores. This is the Z8000H. This is the overseas model that came back to the US and they changed the sizing because of it. And after they changed the sizing, they made the internal gearing 3 to 5 times stronger depending on what model you have. So it's meant for hoisting in larger fish with longer saltwater applications, which means less corrosion problems. The Blue Azores 8000, this has 7 ball bearings total, 6 plus 1 roller bearing, and for every crank off the handle, you bring in 43.4 inches of line. Okay, the weight is fairly heavy. It's 25.6 ounces because this was meant to be a power reel. Power reel meaning that it's going to have 44 pounds of max drag. It's meant for saltwater application, thus the larger internal gearing. And the recommended MSRP is going to be only $144.99. Okay, this year, Okuma has brought back the Blue Azores to the United States. This was an overseas reel before. It was very popular in Europe, Asia, Australia. The, um, the 40 size is what we call the 4K. The 55 is what we call the 6,000 now. The 65 is what we call the 8,000, and the 80 is now called the 14K. All right, this here is the original Azores 65. Now, the Azores 65 is now the Blue Azores 8000. This is the new sizing, okay? And basically, the size is about the same. The only difference between the two is that the 8000 has enlarged gearing, which means you're gonna get 3 to 5 times more lifting power depending on which model of Blue Azores you have. This is, in other words, it's a good saltwater reel. Okay, I was using the 6000 model for light shoreline application. So I'm going to switch over to the 8000 for a heavier application. This is the 8000. As you can see, big difference in size as well as line capacity. Okay, another important feature is the quick set anti-reverse. Now that means that when you're fishing and you get a hookup, it will not backlash on you, meaning that when the fish takes your bait and runs, see, look, I'm trying to force it back, it won't go back, is because it will only allow the line to go one way. So that means for a stronger hookup and a better hook set. All right, another feature I like is the bail wire. Look how thick it is. That's, I think every Okuma reel I've ever had has this tremendously thick bail wire. And I tell you, I mean, there are times that you might accidentally put something on it and it might bend it, but the bail wires on the Okumas are extremely thick. I like that. All right, one of my favorite things about the Azores reels is the dual force drag system. Now, how does this work? Okay, most spinners over time are very generic. Okay, this is the spool. Now, what we're used to is just basically having the, screwing this on to the top to put pressure on the top. That's what gives you drag pressure. It will force the washers in, and that will slow down the run of a fish. Now, what's good about the Azores is that there is the same thing. You're still going to have to screw down on the top, but you're also going to have the massive power of this huge washer on the bottom. So you're going to have a sandwiching. You're going to have the two operating together to create equal dual drag force. Now that will help slow down the run of large fish, and that's why you get up to 44 pounds of max drag on the 8K. Okay, remember, the Okuma Blue Azores These are meant for saltwater. That's why the gears have been enlarged, and it can handle 3 to 5 times more lift than the previous models. Now just remember that it does carry a 1-year warranty, so have at it, guys.